welcome to the Franchise Life. I am your host, Stacie Shannon. Today we have a very exciting, fun, and memorable concept to share with you, which is called Shrunk 3D. And with me today, I have Kim Marino and Scott Fletcher from Shrunk 3D. Welcome.
Good to be here.
Hey, Stacie. How we doing?
Fantastic. All right. So this is a concept unlike I've ever seen in the franchise world before. So I've been super excited to feature Shrunk 3D. So to get started, Kim, what is Shrunk 3D?
We are the world's first and only mobile 3D scanning studio franchise.
So what does that mean? Can you?
That's a mouthful, right?
So it is super cool. And I've had the opportunity to see this in person, at least the mobile truck. Mm-hmm. I haven't had the chance to, experience it on the inside. But so what does that mean? Like when somebody sees a Shrunk 3D truck, Kim, what opportunity does that provide them?
We give them the opportunity to really take a memory that is going to take place where a photograph is kind of going to fall flat. We can create these 3D statues that are hyper realistic, fully HD, and they're going to arrive to your house in as little as 4 weeks, which is faster than industry average and way faster than what most people think 3D printing can handle. These are detailed, specific, really personalized gifts that really enhance any event that we're a part of.
So Scott, well, let me ask Kim or Scott, do you guys happen to have just a little image, a Shrunk 3D image with you? Because I would absolutely love for you to show one.
We're both going to run off camera to get them.
Okay. Fantastic. And I would love if you could show the packaging also that it arrives in. That's something I haven't seen before.
Yeah, it's a fully branded box. And when you open it up, it has a QR code that you can scan. Golly, my background disappears.
It is disappearing.
It has a QR code that says, thank you for your business. Scan here to receive a discount on future orders, and instructions how to upload a reaction video. So these things can go viral every time you receive a doc one. And on the bottom, it says, you've been #shrunked. And
very cool. I like it. So Scott, let's see yours.
This is not me.
That's not you.
Close. No, unfortunately not. But you can see, the amount of detail they come in, and so this is one of those things, and I just want to elaborate a little bit on what Kim was saying, Stacie, is that this is an innovative technology that really hasn't been, something that consumers can get their hands on. It is the easiest way to put it, right? So my background is in big box retail with Best Buy, and as I transitioned out of Best Buy, they were starting to get into the 3D printing world, but it was very, very basic in what a consumer can actually do. It's single color. It's a little bit different type of printing, and the detail just isn't there. And so 3D printing in most cases is used in, aerospace. It's used in medical fields. And they use it for like parts and to, try to be creative and innovative in their industries. And now it's come to life where this is truly something that a consumer can take advantage of. When you think about this technology, like people automatically kind of think about the bobblehead industry, right? And that's, that first iteration of how 3D images come to life and how somebody can capture the likeness of an individual. Obviously, you blow up their head and it bounces everywhere. But this is really, to capture that true likeness of an individual. And there's tons of use cases that we'll get into in a little bit, but I think that's something that people just don't understand, is that this isn't just a technology that you can go and buy off the shelf and really take and create at your home.
Yeah, absolutely. So on that note, when somebody is looking at Shrunk 3D as a potential investment, what are the opportunities out there to secure clientele, to take advantage of this technology?
You want to take that one, Scott?
Yeah, I can certainly take that. Here's the thing is, end of the day, the opportunity is built upon your ability to sell. You're not going to be able to just go park this trailer at a space, whether it's at an event, whether it's at a dog park or whatever, and people are just going to walk up and want to spend money on something like this, right? You need to get out there and be interactive, have a little, motivation and drive in order to be able to do this, because these products are not inexpensive. But at the same time, it's not a commoditized product, so people don't know what it is. And I think that's one of those pieces that's really come to life, is we've had people come through our confirmation day, and they've all said, like, that's when it really starts to get real, when you can see the trailer and you can actually put one of these in your hand and see what it's like and feel the quality and see the detail. Because this is what everyone misses, right? You can only imagine what it is through a camera, through Zoom. But once you can actually see it, touch it, feel it, that's when it starts coming to life. And that's when these, use cases really start popping into people's heads.
So Kim, can you talk through, last week, so I've known about this concept for several months now. Last week, I was in Breckenridge and at Copper Mountain. Perfect. And I'm sitting there just, kind of watching, families and moms taking their kids to ski lessons for the first time and so forth. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, like, these people are spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on a family ski vacation. Wouldn't it be amazing to capture that in a Shrunk 3D image, which lasts a lifetime? So, the opportunity there for me, it just really got the wheels spinning in my head, the different types of events or locations that a Shrunk 3D could just go wild at. So Kim, can you talk us through what, I gave one example, but what are some other really big opportunities out there for a concept like this?
I love that question. I love how you were at Breckenridge and you're thinking, everyone here is taking pictures. What's one step better than a picture is going to be a custom statue. And if you can commemorate your kids holding their skis and their poles, all the accessories in their little snow outfit, it would make the cutest statue, Christmas ornament. There's so many different options. But on that same avenue, what else have your kids done that you really wish you could commemorate? Our first dance recital, cheerleading competitions, our state wrestling tournament, a t-ball game, really any opportunity where the kids are dressed in a way that they identify as themselves. We can partner with booster clubs. Let's imagine we partner with the marching band booster club. That's going to be probably the largest club in the high school. And every kid is going to want their statue of them in their uniform holding their instrument. And with the margins that we're talking about, just partnering with one marching band one time a year, you are making incredible returns. But I can go on and on about the different booster clubs within the school. But outside of that, really, any time when people are going to be dressed up in an opportunity where they spent time getting dressed that day. Well, yeah, this is going to be great at the Jersey Shore boardwalk when people are just showing up. It'll work. But I think it's going to be even better if somebody is in a costume or some way that they identify the most themselves.
Yeah, Stacie, I just want to add to that too. I think, it's thinking outside the box, right? And, one thing that that you get taught, it's sales 101, is just don't sell out of your own pocket, right? You never know what people are going to put a value on. And to your point, right, like people are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to these resorts and lift tickets and skis and rentals and all this other stuff. And people value that, and they may only do it once in their lifetime. And why not take advantage of something to capture that time spent together as a family, or something that you've never done before. Could be a first time skiing for all that, all that, but that's really those pieces that we want our franchisees to start thinking about is how do you capture and create value for somebody that they may see that you may not, for that matter. I keep showing this dog, but like people spend more money on their pets than they do on themselves. And so it's just one of those pieces that, we don't know what people value, and it's your job as a franchisee to put yourself in a place where you can capture those and help capture those moments for people.
And I hate just to piggyback one more time, but one of our franchisees is planning to go to retirement homes, scan all the residents and keep those images, contact the families and let them know, hey, we've scanned your parents. They look fantastic. They are happy and healthy and wonderful. We're going to hold on to that scan. If you ever want a statue, you let us know. It's all with the cloud storage. That franchisee isn't paying extra to store those images. They're just going to keep them, because if anyone's lost a parent, they know how important it is to have those memories while they're still here and happy.
Wow. I hadn't even thought of that angle of it. And that really resonates with me because I have had a 99-year-old grandmother that just passed away in February.
Oh,
so,
sorry.
when you're talking, well, thank you. But that just is like, that's very forward thinking. I hadn't even thought about that angle of it being very proactive, and where you can just store the images and they can order them at their leisure then. Mm-hmm. At some point in the future. That's really interesting. Okay. So you've talked about sales skills being a critical part of this to make it work. Certainly being passionate about this product and what it is. So what other, is a technology background helpful? Because this is a very technology-based business, correct?
It is. We have the tagline, if you can send an email, you can operate this booth. I am the most untechnologically savvy person there is, and I can run this bad boy.
I love it. So, okay. So the franchise owners that you have to date, what kind of backgrounds do they come from?
It's a good question. They're all over the place. I think one of the things to point out first is, as an opportunity, people always ask about, how does it fit with my current lifestyle, my current job? Do I have to be owner operator? Is it, executive model or quote unquote semi-absentee? To date, right now, all of our existing franchisees have day jobs, and the opportunity for a mobile franchise gives you flexibility, and flexibility is just an opportunity for most, right? Whether it's a weekend warrior, whether it's somebody who wants just a secondary income stream, whether it's somebody who's just looking for something fun and innovative to run, that's really where this comes in. And to Kim's point, like the simplicity of it makes it viable for just about anybody. I don't need a specific background. What we want is people who are driven, people who like to talk to people. Sales, marketing, that's what really drives this business. Yes. But I can tell you, like, if you can create excitement about the product and show passion about the product, it will sell itself. And so just a little bit of drive and motivation is really what we want. But you need to understand sales and marketing to some extent.
Sure. So to put this into perspective for our listeners, can you, Kim, walk me through what this process looks like? So I see a Shrunk 3D mobile truck. I get the spiel, someone is on the outside. I inquire. What does the process look like from the time you acquire a client to the time that they receive their Shrunk 3D image?
Yeah. It's real easy. You go into the booth. The booth inside is very sleek and modern looking. It's all white and there's a Shrunk 3D logo on the wall. You kind of stand there's a center point on the floor that has a marking on it, and you look at the Shrunk 3D logo. They do a countdown, 1, 2, 3. You'll see like almost a QR code gets projected all over. That QR code stays on for about a third of a second, which is even faster than the flash on an iPhone. And then you're done. That's as fast as it is. If you sneeze while it's going on, you can retake it. Or if you don't like your pose or you want to change your hair or whatever, you can retake it as many times as you need. When you're done posing and there's a camera inside here that you can check it out, make sure you like your pose. You'll see all 95 images. So that's front, top to bottom, 365 all around you. So that's a lot of images you're looking at. You're seeing yourself from angles you've never seen yourself before. But you just want to make sure everything's looking right. You approve the image, you complete your checkout. You're going to cover the cost of shipping to get it shipped to your house, and you're done. You're leaving. When you get home, you're probably going to get an email that says we've received your order. You get another email that says your statue is moving through the production queue when it's completed with tracking information, so you can track it so that it comes through. All of those emails are getting handled by our corporate side. As the franchisee, your job is done after you send the files off. As the end consumer, you usually get your statue in about 12 to 14 days. We do like to say it takes 4 weeks though, so that we can under promise and over deliver. You get your statue. It comes with those instructions, how to upload your reaction video. You put it up on social media. All your friends are saying how amazing that is, and they want one too. They then contact your franchisee, who schedules another event.
Wow, very simplistic and streamlined. So that is, for an investor in this model, then they do not get involved in any of the production. They are simply acquiring the client and taking the images. And then once it gets uploaded, corporate takes it from there.
That's right.
Right.
Wow. So what is the cost of this? Are they all the same size? You've mentioned, we've seen the statues, but you've also mentioned ornaments and so forth.
Oh, yeah.
So are there other okay. So a
it
couple
comes in all
different
different sizes.
Okay. So talk me through that.
Yeah, so they're available from 4 inches all the way up to 9 inches. Our smallest statue retails is about $110. Our largest statue retails is about $300. And then there's different variations within that. If you want 2 people or your pet, or if you're sitting down, standing up, if you have a big accessory like your musical instrument or your lacrosse stick, all those things have a small add-on. But generally within those prices, it's giving about a 50% markup for the franchisee, which includes your royalty and your brand fund. So there is quite a lot of margin in there. If you do want to give further discounts, you don't encourage it because there's no need to. They can't get this across the street anywhere else.
Wow. So how many locations? Talk me through a little bit of the history, how Shrunk 3D came about, and, where your locations currently are throughout the United States, Scott.
Yeah. So Zach and Micah, their backgrounds in tech and business ownership. I won't go super in depth in detail in their background, but this was a 4 to 5 year journey for them in really developing this and making sure that the product that they're delivering on is top notch and world class. And I think, with the ability to say that they've built the software from the ground up, it sets them apart. So Micah has designed this from day one to build this, and it's a proprietary software that only they use. And it's really about making sure that we're capturing the image and the likeness of the individual that's in the booth 100%. And then along with what Zach's background is his family's been in business their whole lives. He was a franchisee in a different system. So he's built this by his knowledge of knowing what franchisees need. And so they put a unique product together, right? But obviously one of the questions that people always ask is, how sustainable is this? Can somebody come in and do this? And long and short of it is the barrier to entry is very difficult. What people don't understand is just like the timing that it takes to get all this is because of all the behind the scenes work that goes on. That 4 to 5 years was about building partnerships throughout the United States to make sure that we have the top designers, that we have the top printing partners. The printers that we use are $250,000. They're printed in a clean room. It's not like you can put this in your garage and do this at home. Along with that is once the image is in the individual is scanned, it then goes to a designer. And the designer is the behind the works that really captures the image, make sure it looks good, make sure the color comes to life before it even gets sent to the printers. And that's really what people don't understand, because they want instant gratification. When you spend that kind of money, they want instant gratification. But it's about setting those expectations for the customer so that they understand what it is when they get the product. And that's really what we see is the barrier to entry becomes very difficult because of all of these relationships set up. And that's where this business becomes very easy for a franchisee. You're focused on your business, your customers, and the franchisor does the rest of it for you. And I think that's what's really unique about this opportunity. There's not a whole lot of businesses that people can go into and say, hey, my franchisor takes care of all the behind the scenes stuff for me. And all I have to do is focus on my customers.
Yeah, I mean, really, other than the capital that is the truck itself, I mean, you really don't have any other moving parts of this business. Processing payments, really, and then the technology aspect of the picture taking and so forth. So, one thing that I guess would at looking at this concept, not having a technology background, what happens if the cameras go down? I mean, because this business is wholly reliant on that technology working at the time you need it, right? So what happens if, I'm out at an event and, the cameras go out?
Yeah, it's a simple process, to be honest. It seems extremely high tech. The long and short of it is it's very simple for a franchisee to fix parts on the go. You are set up by the franchisor with extra cameras, an extra projector. So if things do go out, you can swap them right in the moment. You're given a computer, you're given an iPad, you're giving a payment processing piece. The back-end software is web-based so that their tech support teams can actually remote in and help you in the moment. Some of the smaller items like power supplies and just your Ethernet switches, those can be purchased at a Best Buy or an Office Depot in a pinch. You can order them through Office Max. The franchisor obviously has them, but if you're out on the go and you need something, you can do that, and it's basically plug and play. But like I said, I mean, it seems very complex and technically difficult, but it's actually very simplistic in nature. And they set that up because they understand that franchisees will need that support at some point in time. The other thing, too, is that the way that the model is set up, you can actually still scan an image with about 10% of our cameras out. So there's 95 cameras in there. If you lose 10 of them, you can still actually capture an image and do what's needed. So in most cases, even if you lose a few cameras, you're not out of, you're not going to be stuck without being able to work at your event.
Perfect. No, that's good to hear. So how many people, we've talked about an individual or two. How many people, what is the max that can be scanned at one time as a group?
We like to say it's about 2.5, which is 2 people and a small dog, or 2 and a baby, 2 and a child. And that's really because if too many people get into the booth, it creates a lot of gray area where the cameras kind of can't get a good high def image. And then when it goes to print, if any of it starts to hiccup or prints wrong, that whole cell is gone and they have to restart. So we like to say no more than 2.5. But if you have a whole family, scan them all individually in a way where you can put them all on the mantle side by side so it looks like you were all scanned together.
Awesome. So we have the images or the mannequins in essence. So when you order, you had mentioned, Kim, Christmas ornaments. Is this something that the client can do themselves, at home after their statue arrives, or is that an option that corporate would do?
So it's an option. We don't advertise it because to show all the different options would become confusing. We want to keep this as simple as possible for the consumer. But as an optional resale, it can absolutely be done. And then we were even talking about how small we can make these. They're available as small as 2 inches, which, I mean, most people would be like, who wants something that small? But my brother, who is an avid gamer, would kill to have his little game piece look just like him. So they're always looking for different options and different ways to make that further sale hit more consumers. But it's an option. We just don't talk about it on the first sale. We save it for the back end.
All right. So from an investment standpoint, we are looking at, for a single booth, an investment of $169,000 up to $246,000. So what, on a last note, if somebody is interested in Shrunk 3D, they go through the process to learn more about it, dig in deeper. Ultimately, it will, at a point in time, they'll be able to see and experience the Shrunk 3D truck. They signed their franchise agreement. How long does it take from the time of signing a franchise agreement for the franchisee to be up and running and facilitating their first events?
Yeah, it's right now it's about 90 days. So once you sign your franchise agreement and pay your deposit on the trailer, that's when things get in motion. We have opportunities for, you can go to Charleston and pick up the trailer and trailer at home if you want. We have shipping opportunities, so the trailer can be shipped right to the franchisee. So there's multiple opportunities, but it's about a 90-day lead time to get these trailers built and customized so that they're ready to move. The value part of it is the simplicity of this business is that once you receive the trailer, it's turnkey. You can go out immediately and start generating revenue. If you do go pick it up, we say, hey, stop at a dog park on the way home, see what you can generate, see what kind of interest you can garner, right? And just, start sparking people's ideas and minds as it relates to, having these statues available to them.
So on a last note, and I may have said that already, but one thing I did want to cover that I think is just so cool is you have a national partnership with the military. So Kim, can you just share, what that looks like and what the future holds as far as more national partnerships?
Yeah. So our national partnership is with Army and Air Force, and we're one of only 12 companies nationwide who are invited, where franchisees get invited on base to participate in, all the special events, things like homecoming and graduation. The military wants a Shrunk booth on site so that the loved ones can really get a statue of their military brethren in uniform as a statue, which is especially heartwarming at things like graduation, where maybe kids are going to be away for the next couple of months, couple of years. This then gets shipped home to their parents, so they do have a really memorable keepsake item. In some instances, there is a small percentage that the military will keep, just as like a vendor fee for being on base, but that varies based on location. There's a whole lot of variables there. But as far as the future of national partnerships, this is where things get really exciting. I mean, imagine going to a professional baseball game and the booth is co-branded with the team. And gosh, all the players get scanned beforehand, and you can go to a game, get yourself scanned in your baseball jersey, and your statue is going to arrive side by side with your favorite player. Let's assume we go to a Taylor Swift concert. You can get a statue with Taylor side by side. Now, that's not happening yet, but the future of this is unbelievable.
That is so cool. So I absolutely love that. And I think, that's what makes this concept so exciting. And, it is an emerging brand, but it has so much potential. And there really is nothing out there like this. So you don't have any competitors in the space at all. Well, on that note, Kim and Scott, thank you so much for diving into the Shrunk 3D, sharing more with me about it. I am so excited to get some prospects your way and help promote this fabulous brand. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks
for having us, Stacie.
For any of our listeners, if you are interested in learning more about Shrunk 3D, please feel free to reach out to me at Stacie@fusionfranchising.com. Thanks and have a great day.